Do you want to know how to self-publish a book, like all the basic steps and what to do it? My name is Carrie Ann Gonzalez. I'm the author of the Heatherfield series and also the author of Javier and the Soapbox Derby, which is a children's novel. So I have in the last 12 months or so published 4 books myself, and I can kind of walk you through how to do it. Step 1, write your book. You got to get it written. Get that first draft out. Go through that draft, polish it. Get it as polished as you can. Once it's fully polished, then you can send it out to beta readers. Get the feedback from them, add in any changes you want to make, then polish it some more. Keep going with that polishing process. You are going to be so familiar with this work, you're going to be sick of your book by the time you're done with it, but it will also be a really proud thing to have accomplished. Once you've gotten to that point, you can now go for grammar edits, line edits, get all that stuff polished out too. So you can either have someone you know who's super good at grammar do it. If you're self-publishing, you have that option, or you can pay somebody to do it. But I recommend getting someone who is not you to do it, because we will, as authors, we know what we mean to say. And so when we write it, it comes out as what we think we are saying. And when we're reading it back, that's how we're remembering it. But we might have missed something. So having another set of eyes on it to do that grammar edit, really key. Once you get through grammar edits, send it out for ARC readers. Now you want advanced reader copies. These are people who are gonna read your book and then hopefully leave reviews for you to help build sales for when you do release your book. Now on to the less fun stuff, but the stuff that's really necessary. You are going to want to do a couple of things. 1, you need to get an ISBN number. Amazon will let you use a free ASIN number, but trust me, an ISBN number is better if you can get it. You go to Bowker and you buy ISBN numbers there. Bowker is the only one in the United States who sells ISBN numbers. Anybody else who's selling it to you is still going through Bowker, but they're charging you more to do it. So go to Bowker, Bowker, and get your ISBN numbers. Once you've got an ISBN number, now you're going to want to make that front page that you first look at inside of a book, and I'll show you what I mean. So when you're looking at a book, brand new book, that first page that has all of the copyright information and everything, yeah, this one right here, you're going to have your ISBN number in there and all of your other info. That's where you need that ISBN number before you put all that together. Once you have that done, now you've got your entire manuscript. You can send it for formatting. You can format it yourself, but either way, this thing has to get formatted for whatever options you want to offer it in, be it ebook, paperback, hardcover. Get it formatted or do it yourself. Once you've got it formatted, you can list it for sale if you want to, but before you do, there's one step you really should take. Get it copyrighted. It does not cost much. It's like $60, but go get it copyrighted, because what will happen if you don't get it copyrighted, technically in the United States, anytime you write anything down, it's copyrighted. But if, let's say you write your book, you put it out in an ebook format, because I say that because ebook ones are the ones that are pirated most often. So let's say you put it into ebook format and someone pirates it and they start giving it away for free everywhere. Now you want to get them to stop. You can tell them to stop. They must stop. But if you don't have the official paperwork that says you own the copyright, 1, you can get into a dispute of who owns the copyright. And 2, you can't get, from my understanding, you can't sue them for money that they earned off of it. You can just make them stop. Next step is your cover. You have a couple of choices with the cover. You could, Amazon has an option too, actually. You could go, when you're publishing your book, there's a cover creator and you can build one right in there. You could build your own in other software like Canva or something similar, or you can go to Fiverr, or you can go to a graphic designer, someone who professionally publishes books and makes covers who can help you get a cover. Make sure it's eye-catching. Once you have your cover, you're pretty much ready to go. That's the kind of like the last part. So once you've got your cover, now you can just list it. Most people seem to go through Amazon or Ingram Spark. Those are kind of like the 2 very biggest ones. There are some other options too. Research what works best for what you're going to be doing. I chose Amazon because it was easy, it was pretty user-friendly, and it made it really streamlined for me to go ahead and get my stuff published. a bit of advice if you're publishing through Amazon, and I can only really speak for Amazon because that's how I've published, but let's say you set a release date for your ebook and you're like, yes, my ebook's going to come out on like April 5th. Great, awesome. But let's say as you're getting closer, you're like, oof, you know what? I need a little bit more time. I'm struggling with some formatting issues. Well, now I need to push it to like April 20th. If you have pre-orders already, you're going to lose all those pre-orders, and Amazon is going to penalize you by not allowing you to have pre-orders for like a year after you've done something like that. It's a really big no from them. So don't set a date to publish unless you're really sure you're going to make that date. They're a little more flexible with the paperback and hardcover books, but definitely not with the ebook releases because of the pre-order situation. They also do not allow you to do pre-orders for paperbacks and hardcovers. It's only pre-orders for ebooks. So that's just another thing to kind of keep in mind. Once you hit publish in Amazon KDP program, you're going to have to wait sometimes up to 72 hours for them to actually have it set up for people to buy it. My first book, it took less time. So all of a sudden, like a day before I intended it to be released, I was getting texts from friends and stuff that they've ordered my book. And I was like totally surprised that it came out a little bit earlier, but it did. So it's just something to keep in mind. Nothing wrong with it coming out a little bit early. Most of the time it's kind of like a little bonus and people get really excited about it. So earlier is better than late. A couple other things to keep in mind too. With your listings, make sure your keywords are spot on and very much in line with what your book is about and what genre it is. That will definitely help you with listings later. Also, you want to make sure that your little blurb about your book on that listing is really well grammar checked and everything, that it's really well edited and worded well, because that's what people are going to read to decide if they're going to buy your book or not. So that's something you want to keep in mind. There is also a way for you to create like A+ content on there where you can add extra images like a regular publishing house does. Go for it. If there's a ton of like YouTube videos out there. I'm not an expert on it. I managed to figure it out enough for my books, but I wouldn't be considered an expert. But go to YouTube. There's a whole bunch of really useful videos on there. And then that's pretty much it as far as publishing. That's kind of the start to end of it all in the very most basic rundown. I can make videos a little bit more detailed. I do have videos that I already made. I think there are 2 of them where I show you how to actually go into KDP and publish it, because I published it in real time right on my video. So you can actually watch what that looks like and see like all the things you need to know before you get everything, lined up in there. And if you've made it this far in this video, keep in mind that about 80% of Americans want to write a book, and only about 2 or 3% of those people actually finish it. And of those 2 to 3%, only about 2 or 3% of those people actually publish it. So if you have made it to the step of publishing, you are in a very elite group, and congratulations.